the league has lost, as we've talked about, $40 million even this year now.
Chaos erupts as WNBA hit extreme loss of $40 million in playoffs after the debut season of Caitlin Clark ended. Seriously, I couldn't be happier about this crash and burn moment for the WNBA. The league was brought to its peak height and was generating billions from Caitlin Clark's debut season, but suddenly the league went into a state of coma as soon as Caitlin Clark got eliminated from the playoffs, losing millions of dollars. And honestly, this loss was so well deserved.
What entitled players in the WNBA just can't seem to understand is, you get what you put in, and right now, you are getting exactly what you deserve. All season, you have complained about Caitlin Clark.
I mean, Caitlin drags the entire league on her back, fills arenas, sells out jerseys like hotcakes, and what does she get in return? Racial allegations and a paycheck that probably couldn't even cover a month's worth of coffee runs. They had a golden goose, and they decided to serve it up with a side of disrespect. And wait, do you know how bad this loss is? Don't worry, I've got all the numbers ready for you.
We have thoroughly covered that they've lost $50 million, a season, or they were expected to lose $50 million as a league this year. Reports are it's 40 million, not 50. That they're,
As soon as Caitlin Clark zipped up her suitcase and waved goodbye to the WNBA, the league lost a cool $40 million overnight. Yep, carat millions. Let that sink in for a second, just because one player left. And let's not even get started on the ratings. Those tanked faster than a lead balloon, dropping by over 50%. Everyone who thought the WNBA was finally becoming the next big thing got hit with a serious reality check. Turns out Caitlin Clark wasn't just a player, she was the whole engine keeping the league from rolling off a cliff.
All that negativity, it has come back to haunt you, as ticket prices for the WNBA playoffs are damn near being given away for free.
And the arenas, yeah, those were ghost towns. Remember how during Caitlin's debut season the stadiums were packed like it was some kind of Beyonce concert? Yeah, well, not anymore. After she left, attendance dropped like a rock by half. It's nuts when you think about how just the year before fans were flooding in, breaking records left and right. The Fever, Caitlin's team, pulled in a ridiculous 34,715 fans during her rookie season, smashing a record that hadn't been touched since 2001. But the minute she left, poof, the excitement was gone faster than a duck at a police convention.
The 6th seed and in front of the 16th sellout this year. Here's a look at the total attendance, and the Fever are going to be over 200,000 higher than the next highest total attendance in league history.
Clarkonomics, my friend, Clarkonomics.
And merch. Caitlin's rookie season had everyone rocking a Clark jersey. Those things were flying off the shelves. WNBA merchandise sales shot up by a whopping 61%. Like, that's not just a bump, that's a rocket launch. But the second Caitlin announced she was heading to Europe, those sales hit the floor. Retailer sponsors, everyone was left scrambling, trying to figure out what happened. It was like the WNBA didn't just lose a player, they lost the goose, laying those golden eggs. The arenas were empty, the fans disappeared.
Drew an audience of 929,000, ESPN announced, which is 50% less than the Fever's Game 1 against the Sun.
But honestly, Caitlin wasn't just putting up points, she was printing money for the league. She single-handedly turned the WNBA into a cash machine, sold out arenas, record-shattering viewership numbers, jerseys selling faster than hotcakes. It was all thanks to her. Suddenly people who had probably never even seen a WNBA game were glued to their TVs, all because of Caitlin's social media engagement. Off the charts, nearly 2 billion views. That's a 4-fold increase from the previous year. She made women's basketball the thing to watch, like it was the Super Bowl every time she hit the court.
A little bit of Angel Reese when she played Caitlin Clark, but everybody else playing in 4,000, 5,000 seat arenas until Caitlin Clark came in. Yeah, viewership was up. Yes, they signed a new TV deal, which is going to pump $2 billion into the league, but they're still projected to lose money.
And the money flowing, and the WNBA earned $2 billion when Caitlin joined the league. The WNBA finally started to see real profits, raking in millions from ticket sponsorships and broadcast deals. For the first time in forever, they pulled in over 3 million total fans. Caitlin didn't just play the game, she changed the game. She transformed the WNBA into a moneymaker, hitting numbers the league hadn't even dreamed of since it started.
After Clark drew a WNBA record 1.84 million viewers to her first playoff game against the Connecticut Sun on September 22nd while competing with an NFL Sunday. She followed it up with another record audience of 2.54 million viewers for Game 2.
Now here's the kicker. You'd think the WNBA would have treated Caitlyn like the queen she was wrong. Instead of acknowledging her as the league's future, they played her down like she was just another player. Meanwhile, critics and competitors were too busy throwing out ridiculous accusations of racism and the league. They didn't defend her, didn't acknowledge her real value, and worst of all, they paid her peanuts compared to what she was worth. Is it any surprise she took one look at Europe and said, yeah, I'll take the paycheck? Thanks, they knew her value, and they weren't messing around with empty promises.
All season, you have complained about Caitlin Clark. All season, you have allowed your jealousy, your bitterness to cloud your judgment. All season, you have allowed your emotions to take over, which got in the way of what could have been an unbelievable year that set the foundation for the future of the WNBA.
They had a superstar in the making, but instead of celebrating her rise to fame, they got lost in a fog of drama and nonsense. Instead of giving Caitlyn her flowers, the league was too busy chasing after rumors and deflecting accusations of racism, which were mostly stirred up by players like Angel Ree and Alyssa Thomas. Angel, always one for stirring the pot, went after Clark's fans, accusing them of being racially disrespectful.
I can never remember any male athlete ever entering into a new league and being treated like this. To me, what's interesting about what's going on right now is none of her teammates are standing up for her, because I don't think they like her either, because they don't like the fact that she's white and straight. She's actually the minority here, and she's being treated unfairly based on this.
Talk about creating a mess where there didn't need to be one. Instead of the league taking Caitlyn's insane talent and running with it, they let the whole season turn into a political circus. The media couldn't get enough, and the chatter turned Caitlyn's highlight real season into some weird off-court feud. It was like they forgot she was breaking records and lighting up arenas because they were too busy being distracted by drama that shouldn't have even existed in the first place.
She said, "It's just so crazy because the growth that Caitlyn has brought to the game, the sheer amount of money that she's making these teams, people are having to move their venues when she comes to play, and she's getting paid like $75,000 a year. She should be one of the top paid players in the world just for the sheer numbers that she's bringing."
And if that wasn't enough of a slap in the face, Caitlyn wasn't even getting paid what she was worth. It's wild, right? Here's the player who's responsible for a 48% jump in attendance, nearly 10,000 fans a game. And she's getting peanuts compared to her impact. Her games were packed, the merch with her name on it was selling faster than ice on a hot day, with a whopping 61% increase in sales from the previous year. You'd think the league would be throwing money at her, but nope, they were too busy cashing in on her name while forgetting to actually pay her what she deserved. So Caitlyn, being the savvy player she has said, "I'm out of here," and packed her bags for Europe. WNBA fans were absolutely floored, but can you blame her? The girl was pulling in insane numbers, but the league was treating her like she was just another player. In interviews, she even said that the players were being physical with her, and the league did not even give them a foul. She felt like she didn't belong in the league. She was literally carrying on her back.
Unrivaled League needs Caitlyn Clark, and they are preparing to offer her a massive deal. But is it all too little too late?
The financial disaster was so intense that the WNBA had no choice but to pull out the big guns and try to win her back. And by big guns, I mean WNBA Commissioner Kathy Engelbert, who practically had to gravel Kathy in an epic moment of "we really screwed up." Personally apologized to Caitlyn. Yeah, it was that bad. She didn't just say, "Hey, we undervalued you a little." No, she went full on, admitting they completely underestimated not only Caitlyn's impact on the court, but also her effect on the WNBA's bank account.
And sources say that it's a 6-year deal that could be worth more than $100 million.
Wait, there's more. Engelbert wasn't done with her bag of tricks. She also announced that starting in 2025, the regular season would go from 40 games to 44, and they'd be adding a 13th team, the Golden State Valkyries, a whole new team, and extra games to boot. They were trying so hard to make it look like the league was still thriving, but without Caitlyn, all of it felt a little like window dressing on a crumbling building. Sure, more games and new teams sound great, but the bottom line was staring them in the face. Without Clark, the WNBA's big push for a sustainable business model was looking shakier by the day. And there you have it, a league trying to patch up a sinking ship. But unless they can get Caitlyn Clark back on board, they're in for a rough ride.
Got
we have some breaking news that I want to bring to the table. Commissioner Kathy Engelberg, Commissioner of the WNBA, just announced that starting in 2025, the WNBA Finals format will change to a best-of-7 series.
Yes.
And the format will be 2-2-1-1-1. In addition to that, the first round, which is already a best-of-3, will change in format to 1-1-1.
Yes.